Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank and its WCCS AM 1160 and FM 101.1. Good morning to you. We're going to swing that microphone first over to Ashley. Ashley Pisarcik is with us, along with Katharine McKinney and Whitney Carmichael, and we're talking about a very serious subject and one that we have been more than attentive to in the last couple of years. It is domestic violence. October begins on Sunday, and October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And Ashley, you have had a group come in every single year these last few years to talk about it, and you've always got activities planned. So good morning to you. What's going on?
Good morning. Well, just wanted to go over a few things. We're here from the Domestic Violence Sexual Assault Task Force of Indiana County. It's a collaborative group of a lot of different agencies, police departments, a lot of people through town. We get together monthly and look at ways we can help this community to bring us together. Mm-hmm. And October, like you said, is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so we do have some things planned for this month to help bring attention to that issue. One thing that we're going to do a little different this year is we're going to have purple signs that we are going to be handing out to different businesses throughout the community, and that's all of Indiana County. We're going to try to reach everywhere. We're going to ask the businesses to place these signs in their storefront windows. Okay. So someone walking by could see it, just showing that, you know, this business supports people who are fighting to take action against domestic violence. And it also has contact information for the Alice Paul House, which is pretty much the heart of, you know, our group. They provide so much for this community and those in need. Mm-hmm. So we always want to make sure people know that there are resources, there are people there to help them. Mm-hmm. Something else we're doing, we will have a float in the homecoming parade, and I use the term float very loosely. It's a flatbed trailer with us sitting on it, but
It doesn't have to float.
It doesn't float, it rolls. Okay. But we will have just the outpouring of support for this topic, with signs and our information on there for Alice Paul House. And, you know, we'll have candy and things and beads for the community, but the hope is someone will see us and see that people care. Yeah. And if they need help, if they need support, here's a phone number. Here's someone, you know, pull us down off the float and we'll talk with you. We'll get you in contact with somebody. Mm-hmm. So we like that presence. We've done it for a few years now. And also we have a couple PSAs that will be running throughout the month of October to kind of also put that information out there.
Mm-hmm. So those are some of the many things I would assume that you have planned for the month of October.
Yeah, and Whitney's going to tell you about a couple more.
Okay, well, introduce Whitney to us, because I don't think we've had her here before.
Whitney works at the Alice Paul House. Mm-hmm. So she is our go-to there, and she can tell you more about some of the things that, you know, they're planning as well for this month. All
right, let's talk to Whitney this morning here on Indiana in the Morning. Swing it right over to her. Good morning. Whoops, I'm going the wrong direction.
That's okay. So the Alice Paul House is kind of kicking off the Domestic Violence Awareness Month on September 30th this year. We moved our annual Bark Against Violence event to the beginning of the month. So it's actually going to be held at Mac Park, and it's a celebration of people and pets, because we know that somewhere between 50 and 70% of women that experience domestic violence have also reported that animal abuse has occurred in their home as well. So we know that it's tied very closely together. So we're having 6 demonstrations that will come from self-defense. Bakken, the Sheriff FIOC, will be there. SCI Pine Grove is going to bring some of their therapy dogs that the inmates work with. Chief Jellison and Canine Officer Thor is coming. Horses and Hounds is going to do a demonstration. And then we're going to have the Madeira Fire Department Canine Search and Rescue. So we're going to have a lot of different things. There's going to be live music, some food. We're going to have a basket raffle. The district attorney is going to talk. So it's going to be a great day. It's at Mac Park. It's going to be from 12 to 6. So that's our kickoff for the year.
And that's this Saturday.
And that's this Saturday. Okay. And then on October 19th, we are going to have a domestic violence candlelight vigil. And it's going to be at the old Courthouse Square at First Commonwealth Bank at 6 o'clock. So we're just want to bring together and honor the survivors and remember the people who have lost their lives to domestic violence in Indiana County.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. Now, back to Ashley, who's going to explain to us and introduce to us, I should say, Katharine McKinney.
Yes, this is Miss Katharine. She's going to talk about some things that are going on at IUP, which is a huge part of our community.
Sure.
And they do so much great work there to help campus and in the community as a whole.
Good morning, Katharine.
Good morning.
All right.
So I'm here from the Haven Project, which is IUP's department that deals specifically with education about sexual and domestic violence. And one of the big things we're doing to reach out to the community this year is next Monday at 6 o'clock. We are holding a 6 o'clock series in the Hub Ohio room. This series is going to be titled Escalation, and it's a workshop brought to us by the One Love Foundation. The One Love Foundation was founded by the mother of Yardley Love, who was a college senior who a few years ago was killed by her intimate partner at the University of Virginia. So what they've created is a 45-minute film that kind of shows how quickly things escalate in a domestic abuse situation. And after that, we're going to have a workshop where we're going to have it split into small groups, and we get to kind of discuss some things we noticed about the film, give resources to help people if you ever know someone in that situation, and just overall provide more information for the campus and the community. So that is going to be next Monday, which is October 2nd at 6 o'clock in the Hub Ohio room. Alice Paulhouse is also going to be there with us, supporting us and having advocates there in case people feel at all emotionally overwhelmed by the content. But we're really looking forward to that, bringing a lot of awareness to Indiana.
Haven Project has been so very active on campus and has done such wonderful work. Ashley, you know this, of course, and of course, Whitney, you would know as well. But when you have a group like that, a lot of times the major difficulty is getting people to come forward. And I know that Haven Project stands there as an organization that creates the sort of environment that will encourage people to open up about what's happened to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So Domestic Violence, Sexual Assault Awareness Month is coming up in the month of October. Ashley, let's talk to you once more. You still affiliated with the Indiana County Jail?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so you have a unique position in that you see perpetrators of, as well as deal with victims of, and at some point the perpetrators of domestic violence are going to be reintegrated back into
Correct.
society. And so you and the folks at the Indiana County Jail, you have one of the primary roles in preparing them for that reentry.
The hope is with a task force like this where we can look at it from all the angles, not just, the victim, because there is the person that's going to be coming back into the community, maybe not that victim's life, but they're going to be coming into this community. So what can we do to educate, to help while they are incarcerated for that reentry process, and also that the community, works together as a whole to address this issue. So the hopes is we lessen this event from happening in people's lives, and that they know where to turn. So, yeah, it is a unique perspective, and I think that's what's remarkable about this task force. We have the police, the DA, the jail involved, but you also have victims agencies. You have, the care center who works with the children. CYS is part of it. They see a whole other side of this as well, too. So it's us all working together as a team. And I think it's been a wonderful opportunity, I think, for everyone who's ever attended the task force and been a member at one point, to see the difference we are making, even if it's just one person at a time, one person that we can help.
Yeah, and typically we think of, okay, it's the dad abusing, and now the dad is going to go back into society, but it can be multi-layered because you have children involved, and they're the victims of abuse as well, as wives or females, and so just to encompass the entire community is very important. Now, Whitney, at the Alice Paul House, that of course is the primary focus, is protecting women and children from the issues of violence that are occurring, and it's always anecdotal evidence of whether there's more or there's less, and it has a lot to do with how much is actually being reported and how vigilant people are. But the bottom line is, when you have victims, they need to know that there's a place like the Alice Paul House out there for them.
Yeah, and we always say, we don't just serve women and children, we serve men, because we know that domestic violence has kind of changed over the lifespan, that we see men are victims just as much as women, and We encourage everyone to come to us, and we're also educating the community because a lot of people think that we are just a domestic violence shelter, but we're so much more. We're actually a comprehensive victim service center. So if you're a victim of sexual assault, or you're a DUI victim, or you're a homicide victim, if you're a victim from a juvenile offender, we help all victims in Indiana County. So that's really our mission, is to get out there and educate the community on everyone that we actually do serve in the county.
And very important to note that Alice Paul House is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Correct. Yeah. So there's someone available via our 24-hour hotline, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, as well as there's an advocate on call. So if there's a victim at the hospital or a police station and they need to speak with someone immediately, we call someone out 24 hours a day to those sites to meet with those individuals.
Yeah, folks need to know that. Ashley, you had something else?
I just wanted to, share the Alice Paul House phone number, which is 724-349-4444.
Okay.
So it's hopefully a little easy for people to remember if they do need help.
Ashley Pisarcik, Katharine McKinney, Whitney Carmichael, thank you for being with us this morning, and we need to get you back in here because this is only the beginning of, October isn't even here yet. And once October does get here, we want to continue to call attention to this, so at least twice more in the month of October, okay, Ashley?
All right, thank you for your time and having us.
All right, it is Indiana in the Morning. Presented, as always, by First Commonwealth Bank. It's WCCS at AM 1160 and FM 101.1. We're headed toward Fox News at the top of the hour. That comes up in just a couple of moments. And then Josh Whittison is in our 1160 WCCS newsroom.